Welcome to beautiful Seattle and the perfect setting for college football in September. Venerable Husky Stadium, now in its 89th year, playing host to the #3 team in the country, the Oklahoma Sooners and the Huskies of Washington. You're watching ESPN College Football Primetime, presented by Hampton Hotels. What a beautiful sight for a college football game. Husky Stadium, opened in 1920, now seats 72,500 people. Good evening.
Initial defensive setup.
Then Bradford tells the offensive line, and everybody's ready to go. Another blitz coming. Bradford gets it off, complete, touchdown. Joaquin Iglesias. The little slant, the perfect throw against the blitz, and you got to hand it to Bradford. He knew he was going to get it right in the chops and hung in there as Donald Butler was coming straight up the gut after him.
Again, this quarterback is mature beyond his years. He's a sophomore. He was the most efficient quarterback in college football last year, and he is even better to start the 2008 season.
Stevens with the point after. Didn't take long for Oklahoma, did it? They're up 7 in Seattle.
Jake Locker's been pretty quiet so far. He's not really taken off and run the football. Oklahoma has done a pretty nice job of keeping him in their sights so far.
Hurst, Goodwin, and Aguilar are the running backs.
There we go.
Or the wide receivers. There's Locker, lost the ball. Jake Locker with a terrific game, but the ball came loose. And now pushing and shoving after the fact. That's about the 5th time both of these teams really hyped up.
Well, Jake Locker, this is a called quarterback draw, and he is an outstanding runner. And he lowers his shoulder, but look, right there, the ball is ripped out by Brian Jackson, the cornerback. And that's what you teach guys to do. If one guy's got him held up, the second guy comes and tries to rip the football out. And that's exactly what Brian Jackson did.
That was textbook.
Yep.
Ripped it out and then went and got it.
Jake Locker, when he runs, he does not run like a quarterback. He runs like a running back. He protects the ball, he lowers his shoulder, and he fights for extra yardage. And when you get a guy doing like that, that's what you teach your defenders to do. If one guy's got him held up, the other guy come and try to strip the ball out.
So the turnover gives Oklahoma the ball in Washington territory. So Oklahoma gets to start at the Washington 47. This time out of the eye, Chris Brown, a huge hole. Brown, 30. To the 22-yard line before he is spun down by Jory Fogerson, the freshman who was starting at safety. It's a gain of 25.
Well, I think Oklahoma got away with a little one there because Gresham, the tight end, moved a little prematurely. They didn't call it. He got an excellent block, as did the fullback, Brody Eldridge, number 83, and a big play for the Sooners.
On the run, the throw to the end zone, touchdown Gresham. A perfect strike to the tight end in stride. And if there is anything that Gresham is great at, it's scoring touchdowns. He had a tight end school record a year ago with 11.
And that shows you the uniqueness of this Oklahoma offense from a personnel standpoint. The play before, Gresham lines up with his hand on the ground. A tight end gets a big-time block. The next play, they put him on the other side of the formation in a slot like a wide receiver, and he runs a one-on-one route to the end zone and beats a defensive back for the touchdown. I mean, that is versatility at its finest.
He is from Ardmore, Oklahoma, just one of the weapons on an offense that so far this year is averaging 54.5 yards or 54.5 points a game, and the extra point by Stevens is missed. Third touchdown this year for Gresham.
Look at the touchdown again. The play before, he was blocking on the right. They go hurry up, and he goes to the other side of the formation. Now he's in the slot, and he's going to run a corner route, and this is the guy covering him, the safety. And you see he's a little bit late getting in position, and by the time the ball snapped, he's already beat. He's inside of him. It's an outside route, and Sam Bradford, very accurate on the move, puts it right for Gresham.
Kind of targets you quarterbacks love. He is 6'6". He's huge. Oklahoma threatening to run away with this in beautiful Seattle, Washington. They're up 20-0 and still 9:45 to go in the second quarter. Oklahoma. Blitz against Bradford, throws for the end zone, too easy. Touchdown. A perfect throw to Ryan Broyles, who had 2 steps on the defender, and Bradford just laid it in there. Broyles is the weapon who came back a week ago. We've already seen how good he can be.
That was well designed and really well executed by Ryan Broyles, the young receiver, because he had to pause for a count or two before he released into that route to allow the play to develop, and he didn't rush it, and that's why he was wide open.
Patience is not exactly a hallmark you get in many redshirt freshmen. Point after is good. Bradford has hit 6 straight passes, 12 out of 15 in the first half, 129 yards. And now they are. Madu just walks in. And this is really the last thing that Tyrone Willingham needed to see from his club, to have 30 hung on them in the first half.
Well, they've had over 30 hung on them, but, you know, they've been their own worst enemy. The turnovers, you just cannot turn the football over to a superior football team the way that they've done in the first half and hope to not have this happen. I mean,
Granger just helped up. And Granger, remember, was the guy who committed the personal foul penalty on the previous play. And let's see what happened to him this time.
Well, he gets triple teamed. There's 3 Husky guys that went after Granger on that play.
And he got punched. 72. Casey Bulika looked like he threw a right hand. And that is just, there's no other word for that than payback. And Ronnie Fouch
within himself, knows what he can do, what he can't do, and he trusts the parts around him to make plays.
Bradford, the quick toss this time. That's Broyles, and Broyles with that great speed breaks away midfield and has a convoy. No signal. Touchdown. One official was looking at the other to see if Broyles had gone out of bounds. He had not. And the redshirt freshman, making the second start of his career, goes 77 yards on the short pop from Bradford.
I think he was shocked that he didn't go down after the initial contact. He made the catch on a short route, got bounced around a couple times, but never went down. And you mentioned early in the broadcast the thing that he brings to this offense is that ability to go deep and to make the big play, to take a short catch and turn it into a big play.
Bradford so far this year, 11 touchdown passes, 2 interceptions. He's completing more than 3/4 of his passes, and he's hit his last 8.
Look, this is a 4-yard route. I mean, it's a quick throw, and then nobody got him to the ground. And you see him looking around like, is that it? I mean, do I get to run now? And run he did with the convoy all the way to the end zone.
Quentin Richardson, number 28, was down there trying to hold him up, and it looked like he did stay in bounds. Welcome back to ESPN College Football's Prime Time, presented by Hampton Hotels and Oklahoma. is delivering the prime in this one. The Sooners are up 41-0 on the Washington Huskies here in the third quarter. And as you might guess from the score, if you haven't been with us the whole time, it has been a dominant performance in every area. Isn't that beautiful?
This may be the most picturesque place I've ever done a game for.
It's magnificent.
It really, really pretty here.
Want that they think that defense is vulnerable to.
And it all revolves around their offensive line and their quarterback's decision making.
Bradford, nice touch pass, gets this complete, and that's Jermaine Gresham, the tight end. 64 yards. Let me paraphrase Buddy Ryan. All he does is catch touchdowns. The frustration on the face of Tyrone Willingham.
Well, it's sloppy tackling by the Washington defense, and we saw it on the Broyles touchdown, and now we see it again on the Gresham touchdown. Good throw and catch. Okay, you give up a play, but don't give up a 64-yard touchdown just because you're sloppy trying to make the tackle. And that should not have been a touchdown.
Offside call against Washington. To move the ball inside the 5, and Nadeau lowers his shoulder and pounds his way into the end zone.
Well, they came in averaging 54.5 points per game, and they are at their mark right now with most of the fourth quarter still remaining.
We got a final. Auburn has won 3-2.
3-2.
3-2.
Wow.
Who got the save?
That's a little different spread.
33 seconds to go, and you have to take your hat off to the Sooners. They have just been magnificent in every department. Going to be pretty tough for Bob Stoops to come out of this one and say, guys, we did all this stuff wrong that we got to work on. They didn't do anything wrong.
No, they were very solid, and they wanted to play well on the road, and they did. From the very beginning, there was no sloppy moments in this game for the Oklahoma Sooners on either side of the football.
And this was the 100th victory at Oklahoma for Bob Stoops. That makes Oklahoma the only school that has ever had 4 coaches win 100 games. The final score, Oklahoma 55, Washington 14. Coming up next on ESPN Sports Center for a wrap-up of this game. Catch us on ESPN News. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For Todd Blackledge, Holly Rowe, and our entire ESPN crew, this is Mike Patrick. Thanks for watching, and good night from Seattle.